Hey, friend, welcome back to the YouTube channel for the Renaissance English History Podcast. I am your host, Heather, and I've been podcasting on Tudor England since all the way back in 2009 with my show, making it the original Tudor History Podcast. This channel is where I put all of my episodes from all of my shows, as well as lots of extra content like this video right here. Today, we are going to talk about a woman called Aura Sultana, who came from probably the Muslim part of Russia and was living in the Elizabethan court. And we're going to talk about her experience in Elizabethan England. First, though, just a reminder that if you would like to Tudorify your YouTube algorithm, you can always go ahead and hit subscribe to my channel so you never miss a video that I put out. All right, so let's get right into it. On July 13th, 1561, Elizabeth I attended a baptism. She was dressed in all of her royal finery. The occasion was unusual, though, because the person being baptized wasn't a noble child or even English. She was a young girl named Aura Sultana, brought to the court as something of a curiosity. Aura had been purchased a couple of years earlier by Anthony Jenkinson, an agent of the Muscovy Company. At the time, he was traveling through southern Russia near Astrakhan, and he wrote home to his colleague Henry Lane that it was, quote, possible to buy a boy or a wench for a loaf of bread. And that is apparently what he claimed he paid for Aura, a loaf of bread. Now, where exactly Aura came from is unclear. Some sources suggest that she might have originally been part of the Persian Shah Tasmap I's court. Her age is uncertain either, but she was probably between 7 and 14, too young to be considered a woman, but old enough to look after herself. A pewter doll that she was given later on suggests that she was still a child when she arrived in England. Her parentage is never mentioned, so she may have been an orphan or potentially enslaved. Jenkinson's journey to England with Aura wasn't an easy one. After acquiring her, he joined a caravan of traders and set out across the Caspian steppe. Along the way, they had to fight off bandits, and by the time they reached Moscow in late 1559, the weather had turned against them. Jenkinson was then stuck in Moscow for the winter. He and Aura likely didn't leave until the spring thawed the ports in 1560 or early 1561. It must have been a very bewildering time for Aura. She'd been plucked from everything familiar and sent on a dangerous, months-long journey through Russia and Eastern Europe, only to arrive in a completely foreign land. No records survive of what she thought or felt, no writings, no letters, but we can imagine that she understood how dramatically her life had changed. By the time she reached England, Aura was brought into Elizabeth's court, where she was treated as a curiosity. On the day after her baptism, Elizabeth herself stood as godmother, marking the occasion with some impressive gifts, a gold chain and a gold tablet. For Elizabeth, Aura represented something rare and exotic, likely a symbol of England's growing interest in trade with Russia and beyond. Life at court probably felt overwhelming for Aura, but there were benefits to being part of Elizabeth's household. She was dressed in fine clothing. Elizabeth referred to her as her dear and well-beloved servant, which suggests that Aura had a special place in the Queen's household. Her life after her baptism is mostly pieced together from wardrobe accounts, which tell us that she continued to be well-dressed, at least by court standards. 3 years after the ceremony in 1564, she was given a completely new set of clothes, including a gown of damask lined with velvet, 2 more gowns made of grosgrain, and a farthingale, a red petticoat, and embroidered smocks. There were even gold and silver threads to decorate the sleeves. On top of that, she received scarves, a hat, and gold and silver cauls, which were fancy hairnets, basically. All of this suggests that she was still growing into a role at court, literally and figuratively. The last official mention of Aura comes in 1569 when fur was ordered to line her cloak. After that, the records go completely silent. This is where Aura's story becomes a mystery. It's possible she married and left court. Many women in her position did, but we can't know for sure. Scholars have looked, but no further trace of her has ever been found. One very interesting clue does remain, though. In the 1590s, Marcus Gerhardt's painted a portrait called The Persian Lady. The painting shows a woman wearing an elaborate, foreign-looking mask costume standing in an English park. Her skin is pale, her eyes are dark, and her hand rests on the head of a deer, very typical of portrait symbolism at the time. Some historians believe that this could be Aura, now in her 40s or 50s. It's hard to say for certain. The title itself, The Persian Lady, might just be a nod to court entertainment, where foreign dress was used for spectacle. Some people have actually even said, too, if you go like on Reddit threads and stuff, people say that this is a pregnant Elizabeth because her hand is resting on her back, and which is, of course, a very typical stance for pregnant women. I don't think so because Elizabeth would have been in her late 50s at that point. So who knows? Anyway, whether or not it's Aura, her story leaves us with plenty of questions. She was a young girl, likely Muslim Tartar, taken from southern Russia, dragged across the Caspian Sea and through the bitter cold of Moscow, and then brought into the glittering, unfamiliar world of Elizabethan England. For Elizabeth and her court, Aura was a symbol of the exotic, something to marvel at. But for Aura, this new life probably came with a mix of emotions, confusion, fear, maybe even a sense of opportunity. Her story, what little we know of it, ends in the same way it began, surrounded by uncertainty. Where she went, what she thought, how she lived out her later years, these are all lost to history. But for a very brief moment in 1561, Aura Sultana stood at the heart of the Tudor court, a living reminder of England's growing connection to the wider world. Let me know what you thought about that. I got this book Amy License put out called 100 Tudor Women, and Aura is featured in that, and that is where I learned about her. So I was very interested to learn about her. And then to read all of the drama around this portrait. People are really convinced it's a pregnant Elizabeth. Like there's people that's the hill they're going to die on. So it's not the hill I'm going to die on. Anyway, if you liked this video, if you made it to the end and you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a press of that like button. It helps to feed the algorithm and get our content to more people. I hope I earned your subscription to my channel where I put out videos like this on the regular. If you would like to learn more about England's relationship with Moscow and with Russia, check out this video on the Northeast Passage and the Muscovy Company, or here's a video that YouTube thinks you'll like. Thank you so much for watching. You are deeply loved. I'm so glad I shared the planet with you. Don't forget to drink your water. Be back soon. Bye-bye.